What's up, guys? Audio Monster here, doing a video on the Denon Prime 4. Why I think it's a winner, personally. So, I'm going to tell you things I don't like and things I do like. And the only reason why I have such a strong opinion is because I'm an owner of larger devices like the RZX. It's got 3 touchscreens. The XDJ-XZ, which has got a full touchscreen, full-size Jog Wheels, standalone, 505, FLX6 there. I've had many other controllers too. I can't even count how many controllers I have had, to tell you the truth. And I started on vinyl, I'd say, 27 years I've been DJing. So let me tell you why I like this thing, though. And I'll be throwing in things I don't like about it also. What I like about it is that it has 1 terabyte internally with all your playlists on there. So I've never been a wedding DJ. I have done weddings. Okay, that's a lie, but I've never been a wedding DJ. But I do want to expand and do those types of things, just regular things. Like, I've played a club before that my buddy owned, and people they booed me off stage almost. I didn't leave, but because I didn't have hip hop, and this must have been 15 years ago. But, I would have liked to have pleased him and said, yeah, I could drop some hip hop. So this has like 1,500 classic hip hop songs, some of the best stuff on it. It has everything. It has 70s, 80s, 90s. It has classic rock. It has all kinds of stuff. Thousands and thousands of songs on here. So you could really switch it up and please people right away. And the one wedding that I did play was for a DJ. Her name's DJ Emily. And I had to get a bunch of music for her. And it wasn't all dance music. So it is killer to have everything available in here right off the bat. That's just number one. Number two is I got computers coming out my Yep. Like this is a Radius Toshiba. I'm not a MacBook guy. Okay, I don't like MacBooks. This one has the screen that can flip all the way backwards. You could do a tablet. It's full touch screen. It's super killer. But this is allowing me to sell 2 of my computers. I got 3 laptops. So I could sell 2 of my laptops that I use for DJing to keep this. Now, if you think about it, that's like $800 with 2 used laptops, somewhere around there. And so that makes this thing, like, if you buy it used, about $600. Then you add in a SSD for $100, so you're at $700. And you do have to arrange things like that. This is for people that own stuff already. If you don't own anything, I know this costs a lot of money. But I do want to mention that I like all the faders and everything are real nice. These are real solid. It has a replaceable crossfader. Let me see if this does. I mean, you could replace this, but you can't. This one seems a little, this one's got just a little more resistance. Super responsive. You could just pull it right out of the top. One of my favorite things here is wash, okay? And I know it has echo, obviously filter and noise, but the wash is like an echo on steroids. It does what it says. It washes from one mix to the other. And I like to echo out of nearly every mix I do without you being able to tell. So an echo, you can kind of always tell. A wash, you can't tell. It's just a little more fluid. So I really enjoy that. I don't like the loops, to tell you the truth. When you activate a loop, it'll do a nice tight loop. But when you shorten the loop, it works fine. But when you try to move the loop back into a 4-beat loop, it gets off. So that's kind of a downside. I don't really like the effects, to tell you the truth. The effects they just don't sound all that good. But I don't use that many effects. Like if you were to go over here to this XZ, I don't really use too much delay. I use echo. I ping pong every once in a while. Spiral, never. Reverb sometimes. Trans, nah. Filter, I use here. Flanger, I never use. I don't know why people use it all the time. It's like a trance thing. Phaser, I don't use. Pitch, I like to use on this unit here. I like pitch here because, like, say you got a vocal, yeah, 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 and then you echo it out, or you play with it and go back into the same track. So I like pitch on the color effect. Slip roll and roll, those are all on these pads. So at least on this, it has the roll here. Vinyl break I don't use very often, and helix I don't use. So I mean, like, I only use a few of them effects anyways, so I'm not gonna bitch about effects. But to tell you the truth, the main one I use is echo, and then the wash does better than echo. So this wash is killer. Like, it's not on any of these, so it's not on the Pioneers, so I really like that. The main thing that I like is the touchscreen here. I think it's killer. You get, there I am there. What's up, guys? So the touchscreen allows you to just, like, go nuts. I mean, like, I don't know why people, like, swipe it to the side and then hit load and then choose the deck. I just touch the song and then hit load here or here. It makes no sense. Whatever deck's active is the one it loads to. So I don't know why you'd press 3 buttons instead of 2. You just touch the song and hit load. I really do like that. The 4 waveforms gets going while your playlist is down the center. That's killer. It's super killer. That's all I gotta say. I really like the touchscreen on this. It allows me to mix super fast. Let's see what else I like about it. Oh, I like that you can use an SD card because it doesn't stick up out of the unit. I've never heard of anyone really stealing a thumb drive out of here. I'm not saying while you're playing, but you could break it off, bump it or anything, and I don't like that. SD card is really cool. Obviously, the SSD is the best. That's the best part of it. Let's see what else. The pitch band, I'm not going to use that anymore. I tried it. It's a little bit too sensitive, so you could set it to range. Let's see. Yeah. In the settings, you could set this to range, so you could do +4, +4, +8, 16, and 100, I think, or something like that. And that's cool to have +4. That means you're going to have more nuance here, and it's going to be, you get a tighter mix. I like the beat grid, the way you could work on the beat grid here. That's pretty tight. Let's see. The hot cues are good. I had the SC5000s. And the hotkeys didn't work as good as this. These have better response. It's possible that the firmware updates to the SC5000 have fixed it, but I did not like the hotkeys, and I use hotkeys all the time. I don't even use these right here. The only time I use this is when I want something to, like, say a vocal, yeah, 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 and you don't want it to continue to play. When I hit yeah, hear it'll play. But I really don't even use these too much. I usually put the first cue point on the beginning of the song and hit play from there. Loop slicer and all that's really cool. The auto loop is actually cool here. I haven't tried reversing. Maybe this is the way to do it. You know how I said that the looper sucks when you go back to from say you do a 4-beat loop and then you go to 2-beat, 1-beat, 8th, 16th, 32nd, and then you go back and you want to go back to a 4-beat, it's completely off. Maybe these aren't. I haven't tried that yet. Oh, another thing I love about this is the colors. You can adjust any. It sounds cheesy and tacky or whatever, but you can adjust the colors of the decks any way you want. So I have green, blue, orange, and red, I believe. And that's really cool because it really does, once you start playing on it, you really do remember the colors. And you realize what deck is active by the ring color. So that's pretty cool. I leaned on it. I do like, these are better than the SC5000s, okay? And I have had experience, I've owned them. So these are heavy, all right? Like, these are actually, it sounds funny, but this is lighter to scratch on than this. Because this thing is on a spindle here, okay? And all its weight rides on that spindle. These guys are on mechanical rollers. So it just like free flows. It's much easier to scratch. But when I got on this one and kind of learned it got easier. But this compared to an SC5000 is better because the SC5000 is just a tank of a jog wheel because it's not on rollers, it's on a spindle. So I do like these jog wheels better than the SC5000. So having a smaller jog wheel is better. Let's see. What else do I like about it? Oh, it has an IEC cable instead of a power block. I don't like those power blocks. They're kind of weak. And I've yet to hear about an internal power supply going out on these. Let's see. Oh, I like the way slip works. It shows the waveform. And when you mess with it, it like half the wave goes forward and half the wave does what you're doing. So it like shows you where you're going to be at. Let's see. I like the weight of it. I think it's like 26 pounds. This thing's like 38. And this thing is like 30? Can't remember. But then like say like the 505, it's kind of light. And I don't really like light gear. I don't want to feel like when I'm scratching, I could like push the gear on the table or something like that. So let's see what else I like. Oh, this thing is a dedicated 4-channel mixer without this. You could plug in 4 turntables or 2 CDJs or whatever you want and 2 turntables. It has 4 inputs, and that's really nice. Most of them, like this one, you can only plug in 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 are always internal. I know that sounds weird, but it is a better dedicated mixer in that essence. I don't like the way the knobs are so loose. They're just loose. When I bought it, it was missing some knobs from Guitar Center, and it's because they just like fall off. They're so, I mean, there's no like, that one has a little resistance, but these have like no resistance. They just want to fall off. So I don't like that. What don't I like? Just kidding. I don't know what stutter is. I haven't done that. That'll be one to learn. So I think I've done enough. Oh, split button. That's pretty cool. The Q split, even though I never do that. That's pretty tight. Oh, this thing has Wi-Fi. That's super killer. It's got Wi-Fi. It's got, like you could stream from this guy. You can update via Wi-Fi. I think the menu in here, the preferences and utilities is killer. I like the way the screen folds down and hides for transporting. I really do. I like the size of the screen. Feels like an iPad. It's 10.1 inches compared to 7 inches. Like, it looks so much smaller. You know, like put my hand here and then put my hand here. So it's much bigger. I just like this unit. I'm keeping this guy, even though it has a couple downfalls I don't like. And I'm saying goodbye to the RZX, which I loved actually. I still think it's killer. But you know, it's stupid. You don't want oh, I wish I could keep both. No, that's so stupid to have Pioneer and Denon at one time. You just, even though I know how to play on them both well, and they're both real fluid because I know I've been playing on Pioneers. I've played on nearly every piece of Pioneer gear they've ever had. So I haven't played on the 3000s yet though, but that doesn't seem like much of a difference from a 2000 or these guys here. But so it wins the Prime. And that's what's funny is I returned to my SC5000s and my X1800 mixer. I didn't like them, and this I like. So this guy went a little bit further than I thought, but I figured I'd hit all the points. And Audio Monster out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff, and I'd really appreciate it. See you guys.